Life is too short, too precious, and too purposeful to spend it surrounded by fake people. You know the kind I'm talking about, those who wear masks to hide their true intentions, who are quick to flatter but slow to show up when you need them. These are the people who drain your energy, sap your joy, and make you question your own worth. But here's the truth: you weren't created to live tied down by relationships that lack authenticity. You were made for meaningful connections, for real love, and for genuine friendships that uplift and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. When you allow fake people into your life, you open the door to unnecessary drama, confusion, and pain. They'll celebrate with you in your successes, but deep down they're secretly hoping you'll fail. They'll promise to be there when things get tough, but when you look for them in your time of need, they'll be nowhere to be found. Their loyalty isn't to you, it's to their own convenience, their own gain, or their own image. Life is too precious to waste on anything that doesn't align with authenticity. Every moment you spend with someone who isn't genuine is a moment that could be spent nurturing real, meaningful relationships. Authenticity is essential because it's the foundation upon which trust, love, and true connection are built. Without it, a relationship becomes hollow, a shadow of what it could be. And over time, it begins to weigh you down in ways you might not even realize. When you surround yourself with authentic people, you create an environment that allows you to thrive. These are the people who don't just tell you what you want to hear, but speak truth into your life because they care about your growth and your well-being. They're not perfect, and they don't pretend to be. Instead, they're open about their own struggles, vulnerabilities, and imperfections, which creates a space for you to be open about yours. In that space, there's no need for pretense or performance. You're free to be exactly who you are, knowing that you are loved and valued for your true self. On the other hand, fake people operate differently. Their words may be sweet, their smiles warm, but their actions often tell a different story. They might agree with you to your face, but criticize you behind your back. They might celebrate your successes outwardly while inwardly resenting them. Over time, their insincerity chips away at your sense of peace and trust. You start second-guessing their motives and questioning your own worth. This isn't the life you were meant to live. You were created for relationships that reflect the kind of love that uplifts, encourages, and strengthens. Authentic people inspire you to be better, not by demanding it, but by modeling it. Their authenticity is contagious, and it calls out the best in you. You start to realize that you don't have to strive for perfection or hide your flaws, because real love sees beyond all of that. It embraces who you are and encourages who you're becoming. Authenticity isn't just about the people you let into your life, it's also about the person you choose to be. When you prioritize authenticity in your relationships, you start by being real with yourself. You don't have to pretend to be something you're not or try to meet the expectations of others. You can be honest about your struggles, your dreams, and your fears, knowing that the right people will love you for who you are. And when you're authentic with yourself, it becomes easier to recognize authenticity in others. It's important to remember that authenticity doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean that every person in your life will always get it right or never make mistakes. It's not about finding flawless people. It's about surrounding yourself with those who are genuine in their efforts, honest about their shortcomings, and committed to growing alongside you. Authentic people aren't afraid to admit when they're wrong, and they're quick to apologize and make amends. They don't hide behind masks or manipulate situations for their own gain. They show up as they are, and they give you the space to do the same. Life becomes so much richer when you choose to focus on relationships that are built on authenticity. You begin to notice a shift in your energy, your peace, and your joy. You're no longer weighed down by the emotional toll of trying to decipher someone's intentions or keep up with their shifting personas. Instead, you feel lighter, freer, and more grounded. You have more room to grow, more courage to dream, and more strength to face challenges because you know you're supported by people who truly care. The beauty of authenticity is that it's not just about what you receive, but also about what you give. When you cultivate authenticity in your own life, you become a source of encouragement and light for others. You inspire those around you to let go of their own masks and step into the freedom of being real. Your authenticity becomes a gift, creating deeper, more meaningful connections and a ripple effect of truth and love. It's not always easy to let go of relationships that lack authenticity. Sometimes the ties run deep and the thought of creating distance feels painful. But remember this, every relationship you hold onto out of fear or obligation takes up space that could be filled with something better. It's not about abandoning people or judging them for where they are. It's about making a conscious choice to prioritize your well-being and align your life with what's real. When you embrace authenticity as a core value, you begin to see how transformative it is. It's not just about the relationships you keep, it's about the life you build. A life rooted in authenticity is a life filled with purpose, joy, and peace. It's a life where you can look around and know that the people standing beside you are there because they truly care, not because they have something to gain. It's a life where you can face challenges with confidence, knowing that you're not alone. It's a life where love, in its truest form, has the space to flourish. Choose authenticity. Choose relationships that uplift and encourage, that challenge and inspire, that reflect the kind of love you deserve. Surround yourself with people who are real and watch as your life begins to overflow with the beauty and strength that comes from living in truth. Life is too precious to settle for anything less. Fake people bring unnecessary weight to your life. They create confusion, sap your energy, and often leave you questioning your decisions and worth. These are the individuals who might smile in your presence but harbor resentment in their hearts. They may celebrate your successes outwardly but secretly feel envious or dismissive. Their actions don't align with their words and their loyalty is shallow, tied only to what benefits them. Recognizing this pattern is crucial because their presence can hold you back from experiencing the joy and peace that come from genuine relationships. Life already presents enough challenges. We all face trials, uncertainties, and moments of self-doubt. In those times, the people you surround yourself with should be a source of encouragement and support, not an added burden. Fake people don't offer the stability or trust you need during life's storms. Instead, they often bring drama and conflict, turning even small issues into significant distractions. They may undermine your confidence or sow seeds of doubt, leaving you drained and disheartened. One of the hardest truths to accept is that not everyone who appears to be in your corner truly is. Sometimes it's the people closest to us who carry the most hidden agendas. It's painful to realize, but it's also liberating. When you identify these individuals, you gain clarity about who deserves a place in your life. Removing fake people isn't an act of bitterness, it's an act of self-respect and wisdom. You're not rejecting them out of malice. You're choosing to protect your peace, your energy, and your well-being. The beauty of this process is that it creates space for what's real. Genuine people bring light into your life. They lift you up when you're down, celebrate your victories without envy, and stand by you when the road gets tough. These are the friends and relationships worth investing in because they bring out the best in you. They challenge you to grow, but they do so in love. They're not perfect, and neither are you, but there's a mutual commitment to honesty and care that makes the relationship strong. There's a profound freedom that comes when you let go of relationships that are built on pretense. You no longer have to walk on eggshells wondering how your words or actions will be interpreted. You don't have to second guess someone's motives or worry about being blindsided by betrayal. Instead, you can invest your time and energy into relationships where trust and sincerity are foundational. These are the relationships that give you strength and courage to face life's challenges because you know you're not standing alone. Sometimes it's tempting to hold on to fake people because of history, familiarity, or the fear of being alone. But holding on to what's unhealthy prevents you from embracing what's healthy. It's like clinging to a sinking ship when there's a lifeboat right in front of you. It might feel difficult to let go at first, but the peace and freedom that come afterward are worth it. Surrounding yourself with genuine people transforms not just your relationships, but your entire outlook on life. Real people bring a sense of security and stability that fake people never can. Their presence is steady, not conditional. They're there in moments of celebration, but more importantly, they're there in moments of struggle. They don't keep score or manipulate situations for their gain. Instead, they bring kindness, patience, and understanding into your life. They see your value even when you struggle to see it yourself, and they remind you of your worth in ways that inspire you to keep moving forward. One of the most powerful things about genuine relationships is that they reflect the kind of love we all deserve. This love isn't transactional or superficial. It's rooted in mutual respect, care, and a desire to see each other thrive. When you experience this kind of love, it reminds you of the beauty of human connection. It shows you that life isn't meant to be lived in isolation or surrounded by insincerity. It's meant to be shared with those who truly care. The process of identifying and letting go of fake people requires courage, but it's a step worth taking. You're not just removing negativity, you're making room for positivity, growth, and authentic connection. It's an act of faith, trusting that better relationships are ahead when you clear out what no longer serves you. It's a declaration that your time and energy are too valuable to be wasted on anything less than what's real. As you choose to prioritize authenticity in your relationships, you'll notice a shift in your life. Your conversations will become deeper and more meaningful. Your energy will feel lighter and your heart will be at peace. You'll no longer feel the need to pretend or perform because you'll know you're surrounded by people who love and accept you for who you truly are. The journey to surround yourself with genuine people isn't always easy, but it's one of the most rewarding choices you can make. By letting go of what's fake, you open the door to what's real relationships that bring joy, encouragement, and lasting value to your life. These are the connections that help you grow, that inspire you to be your best, and that remind you of the incredible beauty of living in truth. Choose wisely and watch how your life transforms for the better. Real relationships are a gift. They bring meaning, strength, and joy to your life. But the key is recognizing the difference between those who truly care for you and those who are only present when it benefits them. True friends, the kind who add value to your life, are there through every season, not just the sunny ones. They're the ones who celebrate your victories without envy and stand by you during your struggles without hesitation. Their love is consistent, unwavering, and rooted in authenticity. When you experience genuine relationships, you realize how they shape and inspire you. These individuals don't just tell you what you want to hear, they tell you what you need to hear. They'll be honest with you, even if it's uncomfortable, because they value your growth more than your temporary comfort. Their words are laced with kindness and truth, spoken in love to build you up, not tear you down. They don't compete with you or seek to outshine you. Instead, they cheer you on as if your wins were their own. Fake relationships, on the other hand, have no such depth. They are built on shallow foundations designed for convenience rather than commitment. These people might seem loyal, but their loyalty is conditional. They'll be around as long as things are easy, but when the storms come, they're quick to disappear. Their presence can leave you feeling empty, confused, or questioning your worth. That's why it's so important to let go of relationships that don't align with your purpose and values and to prioritize those that do. Real friends bring a sense of peace into your life. Their actions match their words and their support feels genuine. They are dependable, the kind of people who show up when it matters most. Whether it's a time of celebration or a moment of heartbreak, they're there not out of obligation but out of love. These relationships don't drain your energy. They fill you with encouragement and hope. They remind you that you don't have to walk through life alone, and they help you see the beauty and potential within yourself. It's worth noting that real relationships don't mean perfect ones. No one is flawless, and even the best connections will have moments of misunderstanding or conflict. But what sets genuine relationships apart is the willingness to work through those challenges. Real friends apologize when they're wrong, forgive when they've been hurt, and grow stronger together because of it. They don't hold grudges or use mistakes as weapons. Instead, they approach conflicts with grace and a desire to heal, not harm. In a world filled with distractions and superficial connections, it's easy to settle for what's convenient instead of seeking what's real. But convenience can't replace the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you're truly loved and valued. When you invest in authentic relationships, you create a foundation of trust and security that helps you navigate life's highs and lows with confidence. The beauty of genuine relationships is how they reflect the kind of love and care you deserve. They remind you that you don't have to settle for anything less than true connection. This doesn't mean every person in your life needs to be your closest confidant, but it does mean being intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you helps you become the best version of yourself. True friends also inspire you to be better, not through pressure or criticism, but by their example. Their kindness, integrity, and commitment to growth motivate you to do the same. You find yourself wanting to rise to the level of their authenticity, not out of competition, but because their light encourages yours to shine brighter. These relationships call out your strengths, remind you of your potential, and challenge you to pursue the dreams and goals you might otherwise hesitate to chase. The path to real relationships involves letting go of those that aren't serving you. This can be difficult, especially when there's history or familiarity involved. But holding on to fake relationships out of obligation or fear only holds you back. When you release what's not real, you make room for connections that align with your values, goals, and purpose. It's a step of faith to trust that better relationships are ahead, but it's a step worth taking. Life is richer when you're surrounded by people who truly care. You find that your days are lighter, your burdens are easier to bear, and your joys are multiplied. These connections bring a sense of fulfillment that superficial relationships never could. They remind you of the beauty of vulnerability, the power of trust, and the gift of love. So seek out the relationships that build you up. Invest in the people who celebrate your victories, support your dreams, and walk with you through challenges. These are the connections that matter, the ones that leave a lasting impact on your heart and your life. When you prioritize what's real, you'll find that your relationships become a source of strength and inspiration, helping you live each day with purpose and peace. Setting boundaries is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself and others. It's not about shutting people out or being unkind. It's about creating a healthy space where respect and understanding can thrive. When you allow people unlimited access to your life, you may find yourself overwhelmed, drained, or even hurt. Some individuals, whether intentionally or not, can overstep, take advantage, or bring negativity that disrupts your peace. By setting boundaries, you're saying, I value my well-being and I value the health of this relationship enough to create clear guidelines. Healthy boundaries are not walls, they're bridges to better relationships. They don't sever connections, they strengthen them by fostering respect and mutual understanding. Boundaries let people know what you need to feel safe and valued, and they give you clarity about what you're willing to give and receive. It's not about keeping people at arm's length, it's about ensuring that the relationship is balanced, respectful, and life-giving. Some people might not understand or appreciate your boundaries at first, especially if they've benefited from you not having them. But boundaries are not about pleasing others, they're about protecting yourself. They're an act of self-love and a way to steward your time, energy, and emotions. You can't pour from an empty cup. And when you allow others to drain you, you have little left to give to the people and things that truly matter. One of the most important aspects of boundaries is learning how to say no without guilt. Often people feel obligated to say yes to every request or invitation, even when it's inconvenient or detrimental to their well-being. But saying no doesn't mean you're rejecting the person. It simply means you're prioritizing what's right for you in that moment. A loving no is far better than a resentful yes. When you say no to things that don't align with your values or capacity, you're saying yes to what truly matters: your health, your priorities, and your peace. Boundaries also teach others how to treat you. When you consistently allow disrespect or overstepping, you unintentionally send the message that such behavior is acceptable. But when you set clear limits and stand by them, you communicate that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries because they want what's best for you. And for those who don't, their reaction often reveals their true intentions. It's important to remember that boundaries are not one size fits all. They can vary depending on the person and the relationship. For example, the boundaries you set with a close friend may look different from those you set with a coworker or acquaintance. What's important is that they're clear and consistent. Boundaries can be as simple as deciding how much time you spend on social media, or as complex as limiting interactions with someone who repeatedly hurts you. Enforcing boundaries doesn't mean you stop being kind, loving, or understanding. It means you choose to be those things in a way that also honors your own needs. You can still extend grace to others while holding firm to what's healthy for you. Grace and boundaries are not opposites, they work together. Grace allows you to forgive and understand, while boundaries help ensure that the behavior doesn't repeat or harm you further. When you start setting boundaries, you might face resistance. Some people may try to test them, push back, or even accuse you of being selfish. But standing firm in your boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-care. You're not responsible for how others feel about your boundaries, only for how you communicate them. Speak with kindness, clarity, and confidence, and let go of the need for everyone to approve. The people who genuinely love and respect you will understand and adapt. Boundaries also create space for personal growth. When you're not constantly managing other people's expectations or dealing with unnecessary drama, you have more time and energy to focus on your own goals, dreams, and well-being. You can pursue the things that bring you joy, invest in relationships that uplift you, and grow into the person you're meant to be. Boundaries free you from the weight of trying to please everyone and give you the freedom to live authentically. Another beautiful thing about boundaries is that they set the tone for your life. They help you cultivate an environment of peace, respect, and love. When you establish healthy limits, you attract people who align with your values and appreciate your worth. You also inspire others to set boundaries in their own lives, showing them the importance of self-respect and balance. Boundaries are not just a defense mechanism, they're a proactive way to create the life you want. They're an act of faith, trusting that you don't have to sacrifice your well-being to maintain relationships. They're a reminder that you are worthy of love, respect, and peace, and that it's okay to prioritize those things. When you set boundaries, you're not just protecting yourself, you're inviting others into a healthier, more authentic relationship with you. And that's a gift worth giving. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not those who pull you down. Life is too short and precious to spend it entangled with negativity, criticism, or constant judgment. There's a freedom that comes when you choose to distance yourself from individuals who drain your energy or diminish your sense of self-worth. It's not about anger or bitterness, it's about recognizing the value of your time and the importance of your peace. When you allow only those who bring positivity and encouragement into your circle, you set yourself up for a life filled with joy and growth. It's important to recognize that not everyone in your life is meant to stay. Some relationships are seasonal, meant to teach you lessons or help you grow, but they're not designed to last forever. That doesn't mean you don't cherish the good times or the lessons learned. It simply means you understand when it's time to move on. Holding on to relationships that no longer serve your growth can hinder your progress. You weren't created to carry unnecessary weights or to settle for relationships that stifle your potential. The truth is, negativity is contagious. Spending too much time around critical or pessimistic people can begin to cloud your perspective and limit your vision. Their words and attitudes can subtly shape how you see yourself, your opportunities, and your future. But when you surround yourself with people who see the best in you, who believe in your dreams, and who encourage you to keep going, it's like planting seeds in fertile soil. You'll find yourself growing in ways you never thought possible. Choosing the right people for your life isn't just about protecting your peace, it's about nurturing your purpose. When you're constantly defending yourself against negativity or trying to prove your worth to those who refuse to see it, you lose valuable energy that could be spent on pursuing your calling. There's something so powerful about being in the company of those who not only understand your purpose, but actively support it. They don't just stand on the sidelines, they cheer you on, celebrate your victories, and help you get back up when you stumble. Letting go of negative influences doesn't mean you stop loving or caring for those people. You can still wish them well, pray for their happiness, and be kind to them from a distance. But loving someone doesn't mean allowing them to bring chaos into your life. It's okay to create space for your own growth and well-being. In fact, doing so allows you to be your best self for the people who truly matter. It's a reminder that you can only pour into others when your own cup is full. The people you surround yourself with shape the atmosphere of your life. If you're surrounded by negativity, it's like living under a constant cloud, where every step feels heavier and every day feels darker. But when you're surrounded by positivity, it's as if the sun is always shining. Your outlook becomes brighter, your steps lighter, and your confidence stronger. These people remind you of your worth, your capabilities, and the incredible future that lies ahead. The hardest part of creating a positive circle is taking the first step to let go of what's not working. It might feel uncomfortable or even painful at first, especially if the relationship has been a part of your life for a long time. But remember, growth often requires discomfort. You're not abandoning anyone, you're choosing to honor the path you've been called to walk. And as you do, you'll find that the people meant to walk that path with you will naturally come into your life. It's also important to remember that the people you allow into your life influence how you see yourself. Surround yourself with those who believe in you, and you'll begin to believe in yourself more deeply. Their encouragement will strengthen your resolve, and their faith in you will inspire you to reach for greater heights. On the other hand, if you constantly hear negativity or criticism, it's easy to start doubting your abilities and shrinking back from your potential. Choosing positivity isn't just about who they are, it's about who they help you become. When you take a step back and evaluate your relationships, you may discover that some changes are necessary. That doesn't mean you failed or that they did. It simply means your journeys are taking different directions. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going, and not everyone will understand your dreams or your purpose. Letting go doesn't have to be a dramatic act. It can be a quiet decision to prioritize your peace and protect your joy. There's incredible freedom in choosing who you allow to speak into your life. You have the power to create an environment of support, love, and encouragement where your dreams can flourish and your heart can rest. It's a choice to align yourself with people who celebrate your victories and stand by you in challenges, who see your worth and remind you of it when you forget. These are the relationships that add richness and depth to your life, that inspire you to keep going, and that make every step of the journey worthwhile. So be intentional about the company you keep. Surround yourself with those who bring out the best in you, who inspire you to grow, and who make your days brighter. Life is too precious to settle for anything less. Choose relationships that uplift, encourage, and align with your purpose, and watch how your life transforms for the better. There's a profound strength in learning to walk alone, especially when it becomes necessary. While relationships and community are essential, not every season of life will have people who understand or align with where you're headed. It's during these moments when you find yourself standing without a crowd that you discover a deeper sense of who you are and what you're capable of. Walking alone isn't a punishment or a failure, it's often a preparation. It's in these quiet seasons that clarity comes, that strength is built, and that purpose becomes undeniable. When you're willing to walk alone, you send a powerful message to yourself and others that your worth isn't tied to who is standing beside you. Too often, people remain in unhealthy relationships, situations, or environments because the fear of being alone feels greater than the discomfort of staying. But the truth is, sometimes the only way to step into the fullness of who you are is to leave behind what no longer serves you. Walking away isn't weakness, it's courage. It's saying, I know I deserve better, and I'm willing to trust the journey to take me there. There will be times when your path won't make sense to others. The dreams you carry, the goals you pursue, or the values you uphold may not align with what the world around you expects. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to understand your vision because it wasn't given to them, it was given to you. When you embrace this truth, you free yourself from the need for constant validation. You stop waiting for others to approve of your decisions or affirm your worth, and you start walking boldly in the direction of your purpose. Choosing to walk alone at times also allows you to deepen your relationship with your inner self. In the noise of life, it's easy to lose sight of your own voice, to get so caught up in meeting others' expectations that you forget to check in with your own heart. But when you're alone, you have the opportunity to listen to your dreams, your values, and the wisdom within. It's in solitude that you can realign with what truly matters and make decisions that reflect your authentic self. Walking alone doesn't mean you'll always be alone. Often when you have the courage to step out on your own, you create space for the right people to come into your life. People who align with your values, who celebrate your growth, and who are willing to walk beside you, not because they need to, but because they choose to. These are the relationships that are built on mutual respect and genuine connection, and they're worth waiting for. Sometimes you have to let go of what's not right to make room for what is. In seasons of walking alone, you also learn to rely on a strength greater than your own. When the road feels long and the weight feels heavy, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But these moments are an invitation to lean into faith, to trust that you're being guided even when you can't see the full picture. You're never truly alone, even when it feels that way. There's a peace that comes when you trust that every step is leading you closer to where you're meant to be, even if the path doesn't look like you expected. There's a refining process that happens when you walk alone. It strips away the distractions and the noise, leaving you with a clear view of what truly matters. It's in these seasons that you discover your resilience, your creativity, and your ability to navigate challenges. You realize that you're capable of more than you thought, not because of who's around you, but because of the strength within you. Walking alone becomes less about isolation and more about empowerment. The beauty of walking alone is that it teaches you to be your own advocate, your own encourager, and your own source of validation. While community and support are important, they're not always guaranteed. But when you learn to cheer yourself on, to believe in your own abilities, and to find joy in your own company, you become unstoppable. You're no longer dependent on others for your happiness or success because you've cultivated it within yourself. Walking alone is also a reminder that life is a journey, not a race. It's not about how quickly you reach your destination or how many people are alongside you. It's about the lessons you learn, the growth you experience, and the person you become along the way. Each step, whether taken in solitude or alongside others, is a part of your story, a story that's unique, valuable, and worth celebrating. Don't be afraid of seasons where you walk alone. Embrace them as opportunities for growth, clarity, and renewal. Trust that these moments are preparing you for something greater, that they're shaping you into the person you're meant to be. And as you walk, remember that you're never truly alone. There's a strength guiding you, a purpose drawing you forward, and a future filled with possibilities waiting for you. Life is too precious to waste on people who don't value you, your time, or your growth. There comes a point when you must prioritize authenticity, peace, and purpose over pleasing others or holding on to relationships that weigh you down. Surrounding yourself with genuine, uplifting individuals doesn't just enhance your life, it aligns you with the joy, growth, and fulfillment you were created for. Walking away from negativity or inauthentic connections isn't an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-respect. It's a decision to protect your heart, nurture your dreams, and cultivate an environment where you can thrive. When you choose to embrace authenticity, you open the door for meaningful relationships and opportunities that align with your values and purpose. You are deserving of love, respect, and connections that inspire you to be your best self. Letting go of fake or toxic influences creates space for the real blessings in life, people who genuinely care, paths that align with your calling, and a life filled with peace and positivity. Trust the process, value your worth, and never settle for less than what you deserve.